Members present to my left is Roy Akery, the acting fire chief, and to his left is Scott Stokes, the director of public works. Our meeting minutes are being taken by Samantha Kasrai. She's the deputy city clerk. And the first item on the agenda is a public hearing, variance request V13020, reduction of west side building setback from 35 feet to 27 feet. 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested item to be tabled until the October 9, 2013 License and Variance Board hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that we table variance request V13-020 till the October 9th, 2013 License and Variance Board hearing for the reduction of west side setback from 35 feet to 27 feet, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development.
Second motion.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve variance request V13020, that it be tabled until October 9th, 2013. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Public hearing, variance request V13021, reduction of rear building setback from 100 feet to 85 feet, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested item be tabled until the October 9, 2013 License and Variance Board hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to table V13021 until October 9 of 2013 for public hearing variance request, reduction of rear setback, building setback from 100 to 85 feet, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road for Integrity Engineering and Development.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve to table public hearing variance request V13021. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Public hearing variance request V13022, parking reduction from 55 spaces to 41 spaces, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested item be tabled until the October 9, 2013 License and Variance Board hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that we table variance request V13-022, variance request for the reduction of 55 parking spaces to 41 spaces, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering Development, be tabled till October 9th, 2013.
Second motion.
It's been approved and properly second that we table public hearing variance request V13022, parking reduction from 55 spaces to 41 spaces. All in favor, please vote. Item F, public hearing, variance request V130. Oh, that motion passed unanimously. Variance request V13023, landscape strip reduction from 15 feet to 7 feet along Spring Road and 10 feet to 6 feet along Cumberland Boulevard. 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested item be tabled until the October 9, 2013 License and Variance Board hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to table variance request V13023 for a landscape strip reduction from 15 to 7 feet along Spring Road, 10 feet to 6 feet along Cumberland Boulevard for 1.01 acre land lot tract 847 at 2591 Spring Road for Integrity Engineering and Development.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we table public hearing variance request V13023, landscape strip reduction from 15 feet to 7 feet along Spring Road and 10 feet to 6 feet along Cumberland Boulevard. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Item G, public hearing, variance request V13024, allow an additional directional sign at Spring Road and Cumberland Boulevard driveway, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested item be tabled until the October 9, 2013 License and Various Board hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion, we table item V13-024 for an additional directional sign at Spring Road and Cumberland Boulevard, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering Development. Make a motion, we table this item till October 9th, 2013.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we table public hearing variance request V13024, allowing an additional directional sign at Spring Road and Cumberland Boulevard driveway. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V13034, allow temporary sign only on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 10.0 acres, land lot 849, 2453 Cobb Parkway, D. Geller and Sons. Is the applicant here? Okay, please step to the podium. And for the record, can you state your name?
Stephen Torres, one of the managers of D. Geller and Son.
All right, and did you get that? Okay. And for the record, can you tell us exactly what your variance request is about?
What we are requesting right now is, currently the law is a total of 120 days, 4 times a year, 30 days at a time. What we're requesting is to only have one of those floppy guys out for just the weekends only. We're fine with paying for the whole 4 times, but we just want to be able to use the inflatable tube guy for the weekends only. That's when the most business comes to us, is on the weekends. Most of our events are on the weekends. Throughout the days, it's not as resourceful and useful during those days.
Any questions?
So you want to use it 4 times a year just on weekends?
Through every weekend throughout the year.
Every
Every weekend throughout the year, yes.
So you said something about 4 times.
The current law allows 30 days at a time, 4 times of the year, which equal 120 days. We only would like to use it approximately about 104 days.
Okay.
Now, what type of signage do you already have at your location?
At the location, we have a large sign that's next to the Office Depot sign. We do have a truck that we take out there daily, back and forth every day, and we would like to attach the tube sign attached to the truck so no one steals it or anything like that. And in the past, we've had it for a couple of years. I knew this new law has come through.
Yeah.
It's helped us. It's helped us pretty well. People have been driving through Cobb Parkway, getting from point A to point B that didn't even know about us. Even though there is a truck, there is a sign, they've just never heard about us and saw. We just wanted to see what that was about. So, in Mr. Geller's eyes, he's seen that it works.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
So, just for the record, you made reference to, I think that you called it a floppy sign. I mean, could you describe for the record, in kind of in detail, exactly what it is that you're requesting to place out there on the weekends?
It's an inflatable arm flailing tube guy that you normally see them rented, but we purchased ours. It has a generator. The generator pumps, makes the fan go for air to go into the inflatable arm flailing tube guy to stand up.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
All right, well, this time we'll hear from the staff, please. Mr. Stobbs.
Joey Stobbs, Planner 1 with Community Development. The applicant is requesting to allow temporary sign on the weekends throughout the year. Our temporary sign ordinance, or the sign ordinance in general, was revised earlier this year, approved in February. previously, temporary signage was permitted 6 months at a time. In theory, you could permit a temporary sign each 6 months of the year and have a temporary sign throughout the whole year. That was revised. The new ordinance allows one 30-day consecutive period for temporary signage, and that can be permitted 4 times a year, which allows 120 days total. The applicant would like to take that 120 days and prorate it throughout a whole year. Community Development believes that that's not the intent of the ordinance. The intent of the ordinance is to allow temporary signage for special events and or sales, things of that nature, seasonal events, and that this request does not meet the intent of the ordinance. We also feel that it would set a negative precedent if it was approved. No other variances of this nature have been approved in the city. If it was approved, it would allow applicants to put signs out on Wednesdays or Fridays, and enforcing it would be problematic for our department. And it would also clutter the city with temporary signage. So we reviewed the request. We recommend denial of it. Let me know if you have any questions.
So the ordinance indicates clearly that the applicant can only do this 4 times a year, not your interpretation of the ordinance, but the ordinance clearly says 4 times a year.
Correct. The ordinance,
Can you read it? Do you have it with you?
the sign ordinance restricts temporary signage to a period of 30 consecutive days and are limited periods of 4 times within a calendar year. That's section 82:16(3) of the sign ordinance.
Okay.
So if the applicant, so based upon what you're saying, they could use temporary signage according to the regulations if they were to do the four times a year for 30 consecutive days.
Correct. Every business in the city has the opportunity to permit temporary signage 4 times a year, 30 days at a time. We feel that is reasonable signage, and they also have a freestanding sign, a wall sign, and their truck that is parked near the right-of-way.
Okay. And for the applicant, can you step to the podium? I mean, do you understand, as far as our ordinance, that you already have the ability to do a temporary sign as based upon what the staff told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
I do understand that. Like you were saying, with special sales events, a lot of our sales events happen, I personally find out about them within that week. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those, pulling out a 30-day sign for one event, which we have tons of them all the time. I'm sure you hear them on the radio. There's always something new going on. I guess he just doesn't want to pull in applications 4 times a year when there's an even bigger one going on when we've already used ours, which in theory, since we do have a lot of specials and different things like that, we'd probably use them the first 4 months.
I mean, just for me personally, I just have an issue supporting you being able to do it, just anytime on the weekends. And that's the purpose of the amendment to our sign ordinance, because we wanted to clean that up. And then also we want to make sure that our city is aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and we don't want a whole lot of inflatables flying down the road. So if we do it for you, of course, we'd have to do it for other people. So I don't support, allowing you to do that, and I would have to recommend the denial. But any other comments? All right. Well, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to deny the variance request V13-034 to allow temporary sign only on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 10-acre land lot 849 at 2453 Cobb Parkway for D. Geller and Son.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we deny the request for variance request V13034, allow temporary sign only on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. And before I do that, I do need to step back. This is a public hearing, so if anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. All right, for the record, can you state that no one stepped up, please? All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. The License and Variance Board's decision can be appealed to the mayor and council. So if you or the owner would like to do that, I would request that you contact the city clerk's office within 10 business days so you can get on the city council agenda for appeal. Okay. Thank you.
Well, the motion passed, and the motion was a motion to deny. So the motion passed. Yeah.
All right, next item is a public hearing, variance request V13036, allow reduction in rear setback from 30 feet to 0 feet, 1.45 acres, land lot 676 and 677, 4495 and 4497 South Cobb Drive, Quick Trip Corporation. Is somebody here from Quick Trip? And can you step to the podium and for the record state your name, please?
Richard Calhoun.
Okay.
And I have with me Patrick Connor from Quick Trip.
Okay.
We've got 3 variances. Do y'all want to hear them all at the same time or parcel them out? There's 3 separate variances, but they all affect the same property.
Right. We can hear all 3 of them at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll probably, entertain a motion on each one individually.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Sure. I'm Richard Calhoun. I represent Quick Trip Corporation. The variances we're asking for are for construction of one of Quick Trip's new Generation 3 convenience stores with fuel sales. It's a 5,700.
Speaking to the mic.
I'm sorry, 5,700 square foot facility, and we've provided pictures and elevations and material descriptions for that. It's going to be a nice looking facility there. What we're asking for, the first variance is a variance in the rear setback from 30 feet to 0 feet, which is actually about the same as is there now with the existing Texaco station. They're already right on that property line, and to the rear of that property is an access drive that serves the strip center to the left of the property if you're looking at it from South Cobb Drive. So what we're asking for is a variance in the setback from 30 feet to 0 feet, and we have, as recommended by the Community Development Department, we're working out an easement agreement with the owner of that access drive to allow us to encroach. There would be a sidewalk and maybe a little overhang of the roof that would overhang the property line into that access area back there, and that access area really kind of in effect serves as a buffer to the property to the north. This property is Zone GC, and all the property around it is a commercial zoning, either general commercial in the city, and I think there's a piece of planned shopping center zoning on the east side of Cumberland Parkway. The second variance that we're asking for is a setback variance from South Cobb Drive. South Cobb Drive is a 200-foot right-of-way. There's already about a 50 or 60-foot, I'd call it a green space strip on South Cobb Drive within the right-of-way before you get to the property line. So there's a good bit of separation there from the road already. And what we're asking for at that point, and this is solely for the canopy, the gas canopy that covers the pumps, is a setback reduction from 50 feet to 39 feet. It's an 11-foot reduction. The existing canopy there for the Texaco station, I believe right now, is about probably about 15 feet into that setback line itself. So we're doing a little bit better than what is there now. And then the final variance that we're asking for is a setback from Cumberland Parkway, again from 50 feet to 28 feet, which would be a 22-foot reduction in the setback. And similar to that, the existing canopy that is there now for the Texaco station also encroaches into the 50-foot setback. I think it encroaches maybe 12 or 15 feet. So we're asking for a little bit more encroachment there. But overall, if you look at the big picture, the canopy that we plan to build is probably going to be very much in the same relationship to the setbacks overall, both front and side, as what's there now. And in addition, we'll have a brand new store and a brand new look and new materials and that sort of thing. And this, we're actually having to buy 2 separate parcels there in order to put the store on it. And we've looked at the conditions suggested by the staff, substantial compliance with the site plan that we've submitted, obtain an easement from the adjacent property owner, and consider curbing and landscaping. There's a small area to the kind of the left bottom corner of the site, if you're looking at it from South Cobb Drive, that is an entrance point to the property from the adjoining strip center. The staff thought we might ought to look at that in terms of little landscaping there, kind of sprucing that up, and we absolutely are going to take a look at doing that. So that as far as the staff's recommendation for approval and the conditions that they've suggested, we're in agreement with that.
All right, any questions?
I have one. In reference to the variance request for the reduction in the rear setback from 30 to 0, you mentioned the current negotiations with reference to the easement for the access on the rear drive. Do you anticipate any issues with that? How far along are you with that agreement?
We're pretty 75% away. Just got to get it signed, and that we're getting an easement not only for the sidewalk encroachment and whatever might be. Whatever encroachment might occur from the roof, but also for access through that area. They're going to own it. We're going to have an easement to use it, and so we're just about done with that.
Okay, thank you.
So it appears that your dumpster location is going to be located on your adjoining property owner.
Not sure if
I'm
it was
Patrick Hunter with Quick Trip Corporation. That whole back drive aisle back there, we'll come in. We're going to completely tear it out. We'll come back in. If you've been to our stores, we'll have all the concrete and everything in there. So we won't own the property per se, but we'll have complete maintenance rights to the property. So you won't know a difference from going through our site that we don't actually own the rear passway. They just didn't. The property's hard to come by, so they didn't want to give us the driveway. Because we're actually buying the KFC property is owned by the shopping center. So we're working with them directly in that parcel itself.
But your dumpster location is back there.
It is.
Okay. Looking at one of your site plans, sheet number 3, that was in our package, it appears you're installing some sidewalk on South Cobb Drive.
That's correct.
But looking at my drawing, I don't know if you have number 3 up there, this page, it would help.
He may have
I'm
it.
sure we
If
got
you've
it.
talked me through it, I know him pretty good.
Here we go.
It looks like the driveway to the north of your driveway, okay, that goes into the shopping center.
Correct.
It looks like somebody's drawn on what may have been existing sidewalk right there at the left bottom corner.
Sure, maybe it's wrong.
You're talking about on Cumberland Parkway? Is that where we're
No, I'm
to?
on South Cobb Drive.
Okay.
It appears you see where your sidewalk ends going to the north.
That's correct.
And then it looks like there's just a blank piece without sidewalk until you get to the other side of your adjoining neighbor's driveway.
That's correct.
Is there any way you guys can do infill a sidewalk to make this thing connect?
We can take it all the way to the drive if that's what the recommendation is.
Okay.
When do you expect to have your store opened? Of course, after this process.
We'll
Do you
say
plan
if
to-
it takes us 3 months to go through the permitting process, it takes us about 6 months to build the store. So this time next year.
All right. And then what do you plan to offer besides gas? I mean,
Well, the new Generation 3 store, we have a full service kitchen in it. We have if you've been in the typical Quick Trip, we have all our roller grill items, our donuts, our coffee, and so on. Well, the new store actually it's kind of a barista. You can come up and you can order your coffee. You can order made to order with whipped cream and any other toppings you want on it. We're in the process of rolling out some pretzel items where you can get made to order fresh pretzels. You can get fresh pizzas. There's a whole lot of new items that are coming in with the kitchen area in the store.
okay. All right. Well, any other questions? All right. Well, at this time, we'll have the staff step
Okay.
up. Mr. Stobbs, please.
The applicant has described the variances fairly well. They are requesting a reduction in the rear setback from 30 feet to 0, reduction in the front setback from 50 to 39 along South Cobb, and a reduction in the front setback from 50 to 28 along Cumberland Parkway. The two front setbacks are in regards to the fuel canopy that covers the fuel pumps. Like they said, there are large right-of-ways along South Cobb and Cumberland that act as a buffer, so community development does not believe there will be any adverse impact on the surrounding properties if those setbacks are approved. The reduction in the rear setback, like they said, the rear portion of the building goes all the way to the rear property line. Abutting that rear property line is an access drive that serves the strip mall that the same owner that they're purchasing the property from owns. So that acts as a buffer to the property to the north, which is an undeveloped property owned by Cobb County, and to the north of that is a residential subdivision. So there is quite a bit of buffer between the Quick Trip and the residential subdivision. Our council person for that ward has met with those property owners, and they have no issues with these requests. We've reviewed the request in relation to the four conditions in the variance ordinance. We found them to be compliant with those four conditions. We have not received any complaints regarding the requests. Quick Trip has been very responsive, and in our talks with them, whenever we needed something from them, they were fairly quickly in providing that to us. We've additionally asked them to improve the parking area to the northwest of their property. The northwest access drive is on the adjacent property, but they want to extend the curb, and they're considering curbing and landscaping that area as an off-site improvement. We had also asked them to do something with the retaining wall that's along Cumberland Parkway, but in their grading, they're going to extensively grade the property. That retaining wall will be removed. which at this point is unsightly. So approval of these variances will allow the property to be improved. So we have recommended approval of the 3 variances with the following conditions. Approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application. 2, the applicant obtain an easement from the adjacent property owner for the roof overhang and sidewalk that encroaches into the adjacent property. And 3, the applicant consider curbing and landscaping the striped parking area at the northwest inner access drive in order to prevent collisions and enhance the surrounding property.
And do we need to add Mr. Stokes' recommendation too?
Or I can add it.
Okay, all right. All right, any other questions for the staff? All right, well, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. And there is no one, so I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that variance request V13-036, reduction in the rear setback from 30 feet to 0 feet, 1.45 acres, land lot 676 and 677, 4495 and 4497 South Cobb Drive, be approved with the 3 conditions as noted by community development, and 1 additional condition that the sidewalk connection on the north side of the property toward and through the adjacent curb cut, including curb cuts, handicap curb cuts, be approved.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13036, allow reduction in rear setback from 30 feet to 0 feet, 1.45 acres, land lot 676 and 677, 4495 and 4497 South Cobb Drive, Quick Trip Corporation. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. I'd like to entertain a motion regarding the next item, variance request V13037.
Make a motion to approve variance request V13-037 to allow the reduction in front setback from 50 to 39 feet along South Cobb Drive for a 1.45 acre tract, land lots 676 and 677 located at 4495 and 4497 South Cobb Drive for the Quick Trip Corporations, with the conditions as previously read into the official minutes by city staff.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve public hearing variance request V13037, allow reduction in front setback from 50 feet to 39 feet along South Cobb Drive. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. And the next item, public hearing, variance request V13038, allow reduction in front setback from 50 feet to 28 feet along Cumberland Parkway, 1.45 acres, land lot 676 and 677, 4495 and 4497 South Cobb Drive, Quick Trip Corporation. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion, variance request V13-038, reduction in front setback from 50 feet to 28 feet along Cumberland Parkway, 1.45 acres, land lot 676 and 677, 4495 and 4497 South Cobb Drive be approved, including the 4 previously mentioned conditions. Make that informing motion.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13038. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. And for the record, can you state that with those other last 2 public hearings that there were no one present but staff and the applicant? Okay, thank you. All right, thank you very much, and good luck on your store.
Thank you.
All right, last item is approval of the License and Variance Board meeting minutes, August 14, 2013. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve the L&V Board meeting minutes from August 14, 2013.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the License and Variance Board meeting minutes of August 14, 2013. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously, and I'd like to declare this meeting adjourned at 10:35 a.m. Thank you.